That's why I loved it with yours, because I felt like Costa Rica was changing with your character, the way she was seeing it. Because
Interesting.
she was seeing people differently, but she was
Yeah.
seeing the country differently. It wasn't a land of just, it was exotic and adventure, but by the end of it, it was textured by, it felt real.
But yeah, thank you. I love that. It became home to her. It became someplace she really wanted to be and felt accepted and like she'd found her people. Yeah, that's a really interesting observation. I hadn't thought about how her perspective on it changed, but it did.
But I think that's also just a sign of how well you were inside the character's head and the voice as you were going through the story. So
Thank you.
that you were able to mold that onto all the aspects of your writing too.
Do you know what was harder with her perspective? That she's 21 and 21-year-olds are often naive and inexperienced with life, and I am no longer 21 and still naive, but I'm experienced with life, and not making her come to her realizations until the end. I had to really hold back that the temptation was to make her smarter and wiser, and I was like, "No, her arc is dumb to smart."
Oh
Not
my God.
really dumb, right? Like naive to less naive.
God, so this is not all about location and setting, but I'm so curious about that
Mhm.
because that must be so hard. I mean, I guess I struggle with it in some senses and with mine, but like here you are, you're writing a naive 21-year-old woman on her first big like adventure around the world. And then there's the perspective of you as a mom of someone who has like a point of view and perspective. And like you want to have them be smarter and do better things. And like there must be some sort of tension there, or at least
Yeah.
be flagging the lessons, but the character herself, since you're in her point of view, she can't see them.
She can't see it. I had to go through I did a pass where I looked for it, and I looked for, did I let her develop? Did I make her too smart in the beginning? I didn't want not literally smart, right? Did I make her too sophisticated about how the world works in the beginning? So I had to take things out, things that I had learned as a grown-up that were in there. I'm like, "She wouldn't know that. She doesn't know that. That's gone."
Oh my God, because that is a tight wire that you
Yeah, it
have to
was
walk
difficult.
for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe I did start something in first person POV, and
Mhm.
it was a fantasy, science fiction, and I found it just so hard because I wanted to use all the references for us here today, but the character wouldn't know any of it. So just it kind of a little bit of the same thing where it was like I knew way more than my character and I couldn't. So I was like, I was tripping up having to develop a new language to describe things, a language that wasn't mine, but the character would have grown up in. And all of those things were normal. And so it was distracting from the writing because I spent so much time hyper aware of what was the character's point of view and what could I talk about.
That's so interesting